Different communication frameworks don't come with labels saying use me here. And there's one method that works for almost every workplace scenario. This is it. The STAR method applies to any workplace scenario, from safety concerns to executive briefings. It brings everything we learned in this series together. The STAR method works for any workplace communication. Start with the situation. Give a brief, objective overview of what's happening. Just the facts, no opinion, and no blame. This is where you use the clear English from video one. Then transform the situation into why it matters to the people you're talking to. This is audience adaptation from video two. Engineers care about specs, managers care about timelines, executives care about budget and business impact. Next, outline the action or your solution focused plan. Present the options with clear trade offs. Use collaborative language from video 3. We could, not you need to. Finally, give them the result, the expected outcome, and what happens next. Concrete conclusions and clear next steps work for any conversation. This is an email that doesn't work very well. Starting with urgent in the subject line creates panic and defensiveness before they even open it. Serious safety violation sounds accusatory. NEC 110.26 means nothing to non engineers. Needs to be corrected immediately and must be removed today. These are demands, not requests. No explanation, no help offered, just blame and urgency. The STAR method completely changes the whole message and makes it much easier to receive. It's firm about the safety issue, but collaborative in tone. We're not the safety police, we're a colleague helping solve a problem. The facilities manager will respond much better to this approach than to urgent violation. Let's look at how to explain a project delay to a client where the electrical panels will take twice as long to arrive because of new tariffs that affect all suppliers. We'll start out with the big picture by explaining what happened without blaming anybody. Supply chain delays are industry wide and it's nobody's fault. We also showed due diligence when we said we verified with 3 suppliers and made this relevant to the client by saying how it'll affect their budget and their timeline. The options we presented show professionalism by evaluating alternatives with clear trade offs. And we made a recommendation and gave our reasons for it while acknowledging their priority, which is the opening date. Since we provided the information they needed and the options first, when we set a specific deadline, they know what we need from them and when we need it. Framing messages like this makes communication more effective and gets work done without harming relationships. What we want to avoid is being vague, blaming other people, presenting problems without offering solutions, using technical terms with people who may not be completely familiar with them, and failing to give a clear path forward. Look at this situation and think about how you'll structure an email to the facilities director using the STAR method and present it to the board of directors in an inverted pyramid style presentation. The email starts by explaining the context and acknowledges that the director's primary concern is the timeline. It clearly transforms the safety requirements into terms that are relevant to the director. The 2 options for him to consider and the recommendation makes the path forward really clear. The executive presentation starts out with the big picture before giving more relevant information and the options. It ends with our recommendation before we open the floor for questions. The big difference is that the email provides more context and acknowledges the director's concern about the timeline, while the presentation is more direct and focused on the business decision. Both use the same core structure, but adapt the tone and level of detail for the audience. Same facts, same honesty, different density. This is what professional engineering communication looks like. Now you have the framework to communicate professionally by transforming technical terms into understandable English, adapting the message to specific audiences, maintaining cultural sensitivity, using the inverted pyramid for concise stakeholder presentations, and applying the STAR method to communicate any message clearly. The engineer who can communicate clearly is the engineer who gets things done, builds strong professional relationships, and advances in their career. You have the technical skills. Now you have the communication skills. Go out there and make an impact. Thanks for watching this series, and I'll see you in the next one.